Hello everyone and welcome back to Retirees Benefits. If this is your first time here, I'm glad you joined us. I know many of you might be feeling uncertain or overwhelmed right now. Maybe when you checked your EBT balance today, something didn't look quite right. Perhaps you recently received a letter in the mail filled with confusing language, or maybe you just want to stay ahead of new rules that could affect your household's food security. Today, we're going to cover important updates, major changes to SNAP benefits that are rolling out this September. These adjustments specifically impact individuals who also receive Social Security, SSDI, SSI, or VA benefits. I'm going to be completely upfront with you. Some of these updates are going to be difficult, and they may present challenges. But there's also encouraging news included in these changes.
To SNAP benefits that are rolling out this September. These adjustments specifically impact individuals who also receive Social Security, SSDI, SSI, or VA benefits. I'm going to be completely upfront with you. Some of these updates are going to be difficult, and they may present challenges. But there's also encouraging news included in these changes, and I want to make sure you don't miss those opportunities either. Here's why I'm here. I've spent hours digging through USDA reports, state agency updates, and official policy documents this week. I know how overwhelming and technical those government files can be. Sometimes it feels like they're written in a language no one actually speaks. My role is to break it down into simple, clear information you can actually use in daily life. Here's the plan for this video. First, we'll talk about exactly who is affected by these new rules. If you receive SNAP along with Social Security, SSDI, SSI, or VA benefits, or if you live in a household with someone who does, you'll want to pay close attention. Next, I'll explain step by step what's changing in September, including dates, amounts, and the specific rules. After that, we'll go over both the challenges and the opportunities that come with these changes. And finally, I'll provide a clear action plan with what you should check today, what to prepare for in the coming weeks, and resources you can turn to for help. Let's begin with who these new rules impact the most. If you receive SNAP benefits and any of the following apply to you, your household will be directly affected by the September changes. If you are currently drawing Social Security retirement benefits, this applies to anyone age 62 or older. Your Social Security income will now interact with SNAP in different ways. Some of these changes may catch you by surprise. If you're on SSDI, especially if you've been receiving it for less than 24 months, there are specific provisions that could alter your eligibility and your SNAP benefit amount. If you receive SSI, whether for age, blindness, or disability, the calculation method for your benefits is being adjusted significantly. If you're a veteran who receives VA disability compensation or VA pension benefits, the way those benefits are treated in SNAP eligibility calculations is shifting. For some, this could mean reduced SNAP support. And even if you're not the one directly receiving these benefits, but someone else in your household is, a spouse, a parent, or an adult child living at home, your household's SNAP benefits will be affected by these rules as well. Now let's break down exactly what's changing this September. Let's start with the more difficult news. The biggest shift has to do with how SNAP counts your household income. Starting on September 1st, you must report changes in your Social Security, SSDI, SSI, or VA benefits more quickly. If your benefits change by more than $25 per month, whether an increase or decrease, you now have just 10 days to notify your SNAP office. The old rule gave you 30 days. On paper, this may sound simple, but if you fail to report within that 10-day window, there are serious consequences. You could be considered overpaid by the SNAP program. In that case, if your benefits should have been lower, you may be required to pay back the extra amount you received. The second major change is about assets. For households receiving SSDI or VA disability, the SNAP asset limit remains $2,250. But enforcement is tightening. Agencies will now be cross-checking bank accounts and financial information more frequently. If your checking, savings, or other accounts put you above the limit, you're much more likely to be flagged and lose eligibility. Another tough update applies to certain SSDI recipients. If you're under 50, have been on SSDI for less than 24 months, and have been determined capable of what's called substantial gainful activity. Even if you're not currently working, you may now be required to meet new work rules to keep your SNAP benefits. That means either working at least 20 hours a week or participating in an approved training program. Now let's talk about the good news, because there are some real improvements happening too. Households where everyone receives SSI, Social Security, or VA benefits will now be eligible for a simplified SNAP application. Instead of filling out the typical 8-page form, you'll only need to complete a 3-page version. Processing times are also speeding up, with a goal of approval or denial within 7 days, compared to the usual 30 days. This will make things much easier for many families. Another positive update is the increase in the standard utility allowance in most states. This deduction is applied when you pay heating or cooling costs, and it helps reduce your countable income for SNAP. Depending on your state, this allowance has gone up between $1.50 and $75 per month. That lower counted income can qualify you for higher SNAP benefits. And remember, even if your rent includes heat, if you pay separately for air conditioning, you may still qualify for this deduction. For people experiencing homelessness, new provisions are designed to make applying for and keeping SNAP benefits easier. You no longer need a permanent address to apply, and the usual asset limits won't apply if you're classified as homeless. And for those with medical expenses, the rules are improving. While some expenses were removed from the list of allowable deductions, the threshold for claiming medical expense deductions has been lowered from $50 to $35 per month. That means if your medical costs exceed $35 a month, you may now qualify for higher SNAP benefits. For anyone managing chronic conditions, prescriptions, or recurring medical bills, this could make a noticeable difference. Let's take a closer look at how these changes affect specific groups. Single parents on SSDI or SSI need to pay close attention to the new 10-day reporting rule. Set calendar alerts or phone reminders so you don't miss the deadline. Also, childcare costs you pay so you can attend medical appointments may now be deductible from your SNAP income calculation. Veterans should know that VA disability compensation is being counted differently. If your disability rating increases, you must report it within 10 days. But there's good news. VA aid and attendance payments are now excluded from SNAP income in most states. Seniors over 60 may benefit from simplified renewals. Some states will now automatically adjust your SNAP benefits when Social Security issues its annual cost of living increase, so you won't have to worry about reporting it. SSDI and SSI recipients with medical expenses should start keeping records. Even small expenses like prescriptions, supplies, or transportation to appointments add up. With the new $35 threshold, more of those costs can now be deducted. So, what steps should you take right now? Contact your SNAP office or log into your state's benefits portal. Confirm that they have your most current Social Security, SSDI, SSI, or VA benefit amounts on file, and check against your award letters. Collect and total all your medical expenses. If your monthly costs exceed $35, you could qualify for deductions that raise your SNAP benefits. Review your utility situation. If you pay for heating or cooling, make sure the standard utility allowance is applied. That could increase your monthly benefits by anywhere from $1.50 to $75. Set up a reliable system for tracking benefit changes. With only 10 days to report, you'll need reminders, whether in your phone, on your calendar, or with help from a family member. If your household qualifies, ask about the simplified 3-page SNAP application. This can make future renewals much easier and faster. Here are some resources that can help you navigate all of this. The USDA SNAP hotline at 1-800-221-5689 can answer federal-level SNAP questions and connect you to your state's resources. Benefits.gov offers a free pre-screening tool that can help you understand how these changes may affect your situation. Your local area agency on aging can provide assistance if you're 60 or older, even if you don't currently use their services. State SNAP outreach coordinators are specifically there to guide you through applications and benefits questions. And don't forget about local food banks and pantries. Many have staff who are very knowledgeable about SNAP rules and can provide free benefits counseling, even if you're not using their food services. I know for many of you, this all feels intimidating. Any changes to benefits that help put food on the table can create real anxiety. But it's important to remember, you have rights. If your SNAP benefits are reduced or stopped and you don't understand why, you have the right to ask for an explanation, to see the calculations used, and to file an appeal if you believe a mistake has been made. Don't be afraid to ask questions or to seek help. These programs exist to support you. The rules may be shifting, but the mission remains the same, making sure you and your family have access to nutritious food. And if SNAP alone isn't enough, there are other programs, like food banks, WIC, senior nutrition services, or emergency food assistance that can help fill in the gaps. If this video helped you understand these September changes, please subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll continue tracking these updates and breaking them down into clear, practical information. In the comments, let me know which of these changes affects your household the most, whether it's the 10-day reporting requirement, the simplified application, or the new medical expense deductions. And please share this video with anyone you know who receives SNAP along with Social Security, SSDI, SSI, or VA benefits. Too many people won't learn about these updates until it's too late to adjust. You deserve food security. You deserve clear explanations of the programs meant to help you. And you deserve someone in your corner to guide you through the changes. That's why I'll keep making these videos. Take care of yourself and take care of each other.